I caught sight of something in my student's backpack that nearly stopped my heart. I was fortunate to have my daughter in my ninth grade class, but there was another student who constantly pestered her. He was always trying to charm the girls in my classroom, often resulting in them pushing him away on multiple occasions. I sent him to the principal's office so frequently that he was assigned a seat at the front, but one day he pleaded desperately to move to the back. For some reason I agreed. We were working on an assignment, the room completely quiet, when I suddenly heard faint murmurs from the rear. I glanced up and saw him revealing what, at first, appeared to be a pistol to another student. It took me a moment to comprehend what I'd just witnessed. My view wasn't clear enough to be certain, and I froze, trying to remain composed. I needed to confirm what I saw, so I stood to assist a nearby student. Now, I was certain. It wasn't a fake, it was real. Sweat was practically pouring off my forehead, and I fought to stay conscious. My hands trembled uncontrollably as I dialed 911 on my phone, but the room was too silent to speak. I couldn't just leave the classroom. My priority was keeping my students safe, especially my daughter. I texted our assistant principal in urgent all-caps text, describing what I'd seen, and waited anxiously for a reply. After what felt like an eternity, I realized I couldn't delay any longer, so I called my daughter to my desk. I scribbled a note. Ask to use the restroom, find the assistant principal, tell him to check his phone, and leave the school immediately. I tried to keep my expression calm, but she could tell something was terribly wrong. She left silently, and I did my best to act as if nothing was amiss. 5 agonizing minutes later, there was a knock at the door. The assistant principal entered, casually talking with a few students, pretending everything was fine. I think the students started to sense something was off as well. Finally, he asked the boy to step into the hallway. As the boy stood and walked past my daughter toward the door, those brief seconds were the most horrifying of my life. The moment he crossed the threshold, he was apprehended and pinned to the floor. It turned out he had planned to use the weapon on another student during lunch. Since that day, I've chosen to homeschool my daughter.